Hello, hello.
Oh, crap.
All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome.
Well, thank you for sending the invite.
Yeah, I always love talking about good Star Trek.
Right, especially now with the new season of.
Don't even say that name. Don't even do
Right.
it. Don't even do it. It's like calling Voldemort. Don't do it.
So apparently the Burnham destroyed the Federation. I mean the Burn.
Oh, you mean Burn? Oh, I don't even have a good comeback for that yet. I haven't
Not
even watched
surprised.
the episode. I tried to find it online to watch, and I was like, do I really want to watch this? And my inner voice just screamed at me no, so I didn't even try.
Yeah, you're not missing a whole lot.
Because I hear even in the future, whether it be after Picard or 900 years in the future with Captain or whatever Burnham's rank is now, they still swear and have drug problems and all the same problems they did before they went time traveling. So, you know.
It's...
They're worse. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I said the problems are worse.
So,
right. Yeah.
How's everyone else doing besides having to drivel on Kurt's Trek?
I'm just glad I'm watching real Trek for the first time all the way through and not having to worry about it.
See, I don't know if you guys saw that article about the chances of Avery coming back, right? You've heard that, right?
I didn't hear that, no.
Well, supposedly there might be some. There was an article someone had like a couple days ago. I saw about Avery coming back. You know, Cisco from DS9, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
See, and the only thing I have a problem with that is that they could take his half profit, half whatever stuff and go around, and it would just be they could ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. But going back to Star Trek TNG, yeah, that's when Trek was good.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Seasons 3 and 4 are some great episodes in these two seasons.
Oh,
yeah. I'd like to start with the Shellyak.
Shellyak.
And not even just a full episode, just Picard and the Griseldas, because that's pretty much the best part of the Shellyak.
Yeah.
That was diplomacy in action. That was Picard reaching deep and bringing the diplomacy.
And making them wait over 100 years when they could just wait a week.
Oh, man. Anyway, but yeah, let's. I'll let you guys start with your first. Your top three favorite. We'll just go around. I guess Fat, if you want to go first, and then Wes, and then I'll.
Okay.
Are you calling me fat? Okay. Well, honestly,
I'm fat too, so you know.
I'm fatter than I was a couple of weeks ago. Need to get back to the gym.
I was hearing an echo. Hold on. Well, yeah, I honestly have to say that the Shellyak, I can't remember the name of the episode. I keep forgetting it. I had to actually pull up the list. Ensigns of Command. That was pretty much one of my top ones.
Oh, right, yes.
Then probably Deja Q, just because it's Q naked, losing all his powers. And for a third one, I couldn't really choose one because there was a lot, especially for season 3. And it would either have to be Booby Trap or Yesterday's Enterprise. But Yesterday's Enterprise is a known one for everyone because not only do you get Tasha Yar coming back, reprising her role, she then has to go back in time with the other ship, and it creates a whole new timeline and story of quality in later episodes with her half human, half Romulan daughter. Spoilers.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
That's my top 3 because you only said 3.
I would say that's a pretty solid list.
Mm-hmm.
Because, if you wanted to cheat, you could also use the best of both worlds and cheat for season 3 and season 4 since it was a 2-part. I can't do that.
You know, those two I'm excluding. I think what really worked about those. Well, I'm excluding most 2-parters, but I think what really worked about those 2 episodes was, and you can't be replicated because really the cliffhanger. at the time, it was known that Patrick Stewart was in negotiations. He had signed on for 3 seasons. Are they going to kill him? Or are they not going to kill him? That was, since the whole series is over, I think that lost a lot of its punch. And plus, what's been done with the Borg in subsequent series and episodes, like I hate Iborg. Okay, I hate it. I do not like that episode. Hugh, yeah, I'm not a fan.
Why?
We'll get to that. Well, because he's a stupid character. Although he was good in Picard, ironically enough, but he was the one good character in Picard, and they killed him indiscriminately and frivolously.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, moving on. So my top 3 episodes of season 3, definitely yesterday's Enterprise. We get a really good Tasha Yar episode. She comes back. We get this kind of dystopia. We get the alternate timeline where things are different. I really like the look of the bridge. Picard being elevated and the single chair and having to walk down the steps in like the metal belts and all that stuff, and everybody kind of being snarky, and like you notice that Riker and Picard really didn't seem to get along in the alternate timeline.
True. Yeah.
No, there was more of an alpha male headbutt than anything else.
Yeah, so I really like that. And then the grisly deaths, like the actress that played Garrett, her playing dead the way she did. I don't know if she was able to she really looked dead with her eyes open and the shrapnel in her forehead. She really looked dead.
Right. Yeah.
And in yesterday's Enterprise, you have great Picard moments and great Guinan moments, and like at the end where they know that he has to stay by the rift, and that the Enterprise D, he's now in the position that this Enterprise C was in with the Klingons. It's a hopeless battle, and you can see the fire coming up, and he's like, let's make sure history never forgets the name Enterprise. That's a great line. And then when they're talking about Federation ship, prepare to be boarded, and he's like, that'll be the day. It's just like, and he gets in, hops and the fire comes up. That was great. So yesterday's Enterprise is definitely one. My next pick is going to be The Price. So The Price was where Counselor, there's another half Beta Z ambassador that comes on, and they're negotiating for this wormhole, a stable wormhole. It's in a different system. There's the Ferengi and the Ferengi, they handshake with the Federation ambassador, and he gets sick, so Riker has to take over. And
all right, yeah,
the half Beta Z dude is super manipulative and basically playing Troy, and he wins, but at the end it turns out the wormhole isn't stable. So he did his job. He did what he was supposed to do. He got access to the wormhole. And just I like that. I like the whole negotiations aspect and the diplomacy aspect of it. And then Counselor Troy, and you get to see a little bit more of a third dimension with Counselor Troy. I kind of and then the interplay between Riker and the half Beta Z ambassador. How he's kind of fucking with Riker a little bit. It's like, you're second in command of this ship, Deanna. We both care about Deanna. Just like how he's fucking with him. I thought that was great. I love that. So I really liked that episode, The Price. And I think for my other episode.
Can I add something quickly with that, though? Did you notice that when it comes to the episodes with Diana Focus, that she seems to be more provocatively dressed throughout those types of episodes, especially in this one? She seems to have a lot more skin showing than she normally does when she's being a Starfleet officer as part of the crew, rather than when it's focused in on more of her storyline. Do you find that they try to abuse that a little bit more?
They definitely do.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I've never seen so much. I'm not trying to sound like misogynistic, Trek, but there's a lot more like bare shoulders and just the hello there Kilroy cleavage showing when it comes to Deanna Troi episodes, and they usually don't do that, especially the one with Two Moons, if you remember that episode.
Yep.
Sorry, didn't mean to go off topic, but
No, you're
Well,
fine.
you know, it's for a purpose. It advances the story. It's about romance, so you know.
True.
because they
Yeah.
call it because even the rating on the show was Sex and Fear, which made no sense.
Interesting. I never look at the ratings. I'm gonna have to start.
Yeah,
doing
it was,
that.
yeah, and for Star Trek to have Sex and Fear when there's no sex, it made no sense for that kind of rating system. I'm going from Netflix's rating system, and it was kind of messed up. See,
Gotcha. See, I'm trying. Is this the one? I'm forgetting. I don't know if it's this one or the Beverly Crusher one. Is this the one where they're both in like yoga out, or they're both in really tight spandex and they're in the
Yep.
room?
That's
Okay.
also the same.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
also the same one, but that's the price.
Yeah, because there's the price,
And they're
then
pulling each other, and they're doing the weird. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not. Yeah. Okay. But
Because sometimes I get the price mixed up with the host, which is a similar scenario with Beverly Crusher.
But no, the price what caught me is pretty much it has things of like showing her of like the blue dress where it's like very low cut, and then there's the pink dress before that, which is just like the neck ring, and it goes down just covering the sides, but her whole like you could pretty much her whole it's like one of those dresses you hope your date to the prom wears.
Oh yeah.
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 I'm a little perspective. I'm sorry about that. But go on.
Hail,
so-
Latina Slant. Thanks for coming.
Hey, Paulie.
Thank you for
Good to
pulling
see
my
you here.
finger.
We are the Toxic Male Party. Yep, that's us. So let's see. The other episode, my third pick for season 3, is going to be a matter of perspective. And so that one is it starts off. You have, Geordi beams back and Picard, something go wrong with the mission, and he's like, not the scientific part or whatever it is. And Riker, you hear Riker come on and he says, Enterprise, I'm ready to leave now. And then it blows up and they barely beam Riker back. And the Antiguan? No, it's not them. I can't remember the race of people, but they tried to extradite him, Riker, so that he can be put on trial for murdering Dr. Apgar. And so,
All right. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, what they do, so they do, they take statements, and Picard's like, that would be hearsay here, and like Tanagan law. Oh yeah, they're Tanagans. Okay, the Tanagan law says that you can use hearsay. In Tanagan law, you are guilty until presumed innocent,
Right.
or presumed guilty until found innocent. Which really that is our system too, but we don't, whatever. Yeah, we're making pretend on that. But anyway, so it goes through the holodeck recreation and it shows the different perspectives. And what's great about this is we know the character of Riker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we're watching the different perspectives, and you see Riker's perspective, and Riker's like a total Boy Scout, right? Just the facts, ma'am, in his perspective. And it's like, that's not Riker. Riker's not going to be that by the book and just the facts, ma'am. And then you see you see Tana, the assistant, the hearsay one, where it has Riker being just like where which I think is probably the more accurate one, where both he and the wife are kind of giving each other googly eyes, and Dr. Apgar goes, do you think I didn't see the way you were looking at each other? I'm not the fool you take me for. So and then it shows the other perspective where Riker's just the wife's perspective, and where she's basically accusing Riker of me tooing her and being a complete and total perv, trying to rape her.
Yeah.
It's like what?
And you're like, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's like he's not going to be that over the top, but you know that the truth is in the middle there somewhere. Like I think for sure there was at least some flirtation between Riker and Mrs. Apgar.
When is he
Right.
not flirting though with an alien
attractive female. Like, I swear to God, he was like, he had the sexual drive of James T. Kirk all through TNG.
Oh yeah,
Whether
man.
Deanna Troy or any ambassador, he was there. And the only one he didn't go after, if you ever noticed, Riker was never close or hitting on a Klingon woman.
Yeah, he did actually.
He did?
He
Which
did
one?
when he was on the Klingon ship.
But I don't think
Yeah.
that was flirting. I think that was more trying to show that he's not going to take crap on that ship just because he's human. I think there's a difference between flirtation and joking around with honor.
I think he probably would have boned both of them just to make a point.
I don't think so. I think the sharp teeth would have thrown him off.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I'm just messing. It's all good.
Yeah, I am too. But yeah, so the episode, and it sets up a mystery too, and it's like you find out that Dr. Apgar killed himself, and there's the tension break, and the parts I like about it is where Riker tries to go in and say, hey, I think I need to talk to you about something, Picard. And Picard's like, under the circumstances, number one, I think that would be inappropriate. And so Riker can't defend himself except through this process. And that's just kind of episodes that I like. So those are my top three for season 3.
That's good ones.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I mean, there are so many good ones.
That's the problem, though, with TNG. Like, there's not many episodes in any season I can complain with. Even if there's, like you say, you don't like Hugh as a character, the storyline behind it of trying to create individualism from a swarm-like mentality, hive mind, is still kind of intellectual within itself. So it's really hard to choose when they've done story delivery so well. When you look from Farpoint Station to now, every character has grown in their own way. I'm a huge dork. I'm so sorry, but I grew up on Trek like crazy, so I memorize episodes.
Oh, they're fine.
Yeah, Riker Riker's belly did grow with each season. Well, actually,
he got the girdle.
I think it's girdle. Yeah, I think in season 7 actually he did start to lose a little bit of weight, but in season 6, he was getting up there.
Yeah. My belly always grows. Thank you, Latino, for fat shaming me in front of 2 people. Thank you for flat shaming me. That's great, dear MySpace.
All right, I guess I'll give my 3 favorites. All right, episode 5, The Bounding. I actually kind of like that, where the mother gets killed and she leaves behind a son all by himself.
An alien. Yeah.
Oh
yeah. Try to take him. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that one because it was just kind of like you really felt for this kid. Like now he's like all alone on this space station, spaceship all by himself, and then that alien show up looking like his mom and screwing him up. I'm like Jesus. So yeah, that was actually a pretty interesting episode.
It was, and they had Worf go in there, and they're like the alien's trying to make good by being supportive, taking the form of his mother. They feel bad about it. But yeah, this was good. And then bringing in Wesley Crusher, where he's talking about being resentful of Picard. I thot that admission that was, it was a great episode. I love that we don't have all the same top 3s. That's how good. That's how a show is really good.
Yeah. The next one I had was the Defector. The Romulans leave. Just give me a second. I'm trying to figure out. Romulan leaves to warn. Oh yeah, the Romulan guy who leaves to warn Picard that there's going to be an invasion.
It was a test. Yeah.
And it turns out it's all a lie to expose him to the other Romulans as a traitor, and so he lose his ability to go back home and everything for nothing. I thought those were interesting.
That also was a really good one. Wow. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, that one was pretty powerful too. What I like about that one is that they're trying to figure out who he is, and he finally gives his true identity. And Picard's talking to the app, and there's a delay with subspace communication, and Picard's talking to the gets a message from the Admiral. We suggest he's fallen out of favor. We recommend that you not take him as a credible source, and he's kind of on his own and has to make the decision. And he makes the call. He takes the bait, and he ends up going into Romulan territory. And he makes a mistake by doing that. He should have listened to the Admiral. The Admiral was right. So
Yeah.
that's a great episode too. Yeah, and then the fact that he had to kill himself at the end, the admiral.
Yeah,
Wrong
it
one.
was it's pretty interesting because I like the part where like he's on the holodeck with Data, and Data's showing him like his home world, and he's like, "Wow, this looks amazing," and then he's like, "Shut it off! I know it's fake, and I'll never see it again. I'll never see my daughter and my family, and they'll think I'm traitors." And
Yeah.
but he thought he was doing the right thing. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, and then there's a great interplay between the interrogation scene with Riker and Troy was great, watching them interrogate him, and
Yeah.
then there's the part with where he's still holding back information, and Picard says, "You are a traitor, sir. You've made your choice." And
Right.
I thought that was great. He's like, "You're a traitor. You've already done it. Give us the information."
Right. Yeah. Let's see. My next one was episode 19, Captain's Holiday. I really thought this was a funny episode just because it's like the crew is pretty much forcing him to go on holiday. And he doesn't want to. And then he gets there and he's all he wants to do is just read his damn book. And then he meets that one female, I can't remember her name.
Bosch.
Well, yeah. And then she convinces him to go on this like antique hunt, and then you got the two aliens from the future or whatever. I thought that was really clever how he's just like, getting suckered into this. And he doesn't want it, and he ends up with the girl.
Yeah.
I also thought it was funny with the statue with Riker telling him he wants him to buy him a statue, and he has no idea what it is. It turns out to be like a sex statue.
Yep. She's like, "Are you not looking for whatever the word for it is? Like, why do people keep bothering me?" It's just like, you have a Horgon. I like the fact that the word whore is in Horgon too.
Right.
It's a fertility statue.
Yeah.
Oh God, I just really and I like her that like his girl, is the relationship that kind of like he knows she's like terrible for him, but he still falls for her. It's great. And he's kind of embarrassed and he doesn't want to talk about it.
Yep.
Those are my three favorites.
All good picks. All of our picks have been good picks.
You want any shout outs and then we'll do our worst, any like big shout out ones.
The worst ones, pretty much. No, because it's bits and pieces over actual episodes. But the probably the one I cannot stand is probably the menage a Troy, because I'm sorry, watching Deanna's mother getting kind of frisky with the Ferengi's earlobes. This is no.
Oh yes.
No, I'm done. I'm done with it.
Yeah, that was an interesting.
Because I think she, as much as she's supposed to be a grandstanding mother of Beta Z because of her royalty heritage, I think she puts too much into that acting and kind of pulls out the realism of the episode for what Trek is.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my personal preference. Other than that, everything else pretty much does an okay thing. But if I was going to shout out anything as a good one, would probably be the first introduction to Barclay or Broccoli.
Yeah.
And that's when people find out that he's living in a fantasy world with all of the crew as Robert characters.
Yeah.
And like I said, that one thing where Deanna Troi goes in to find him and it's like, "Come to me and I will embrace you with love." And like she in the first before that, Riker's about to delete the program, right? And she's like, "Well, you can't delete that. We gotta get a know of his mentality and how his brain works." Then they turn around the car and there's a Deanna Troi hologram going, "I'm ready for love. I'm ready for love." She's like, "Computer, delete program." She's like, "Now, Deanna, hypocrite."
Right. Yeah, it was a funny episode, but yeah, it was not one of the best, and that one character was kind of always.
But now you've also seen Voyager though too, right?
Right. Yeah.
But
I haven't seen Voyager yet. No, I'm not there yet.
Oh, okay,
I'm at Deep Space Nine season 5 is where I'm at now.
But what I'm going to say is that Broccoli actually starts appearing in Voyager. Not trying to spoil or anything, but when you finally get through DS9, get through Voyager, right, and then Voyager, what you should plan doing is finding all the episodes from TNG to Voyager with Barclay in it, and watch just those in succession. And you can watch the character development over different seasons and series of how he has become to be.
and it's
Yeah,
kind of a mind-blowing experience.
he does. He gets better. He's still, socially awkward and a little bit of a, little, a little eccentric, but you can see that his character grows. Yes, absolutely. Hallmark of a good series.
And another honorable, I'm sorry, I get it butted one more time, is the showing of Sarek.
Yeah.
That's
for sure.
Episode 23, Sarek.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's that's rough. The aging ones, that it's a bit of a downer, but there's some great acting in that. Great acting.
It's OG Sarek. You can't. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The part where he's projecting his emotions and Crusher, Wesley Crusher and LaForge are starting to get into it. And he's like, well, at least Wesley Crusher is talking about his love life and asking, and he tells Geordi, well, at least I don't have to find my love on the holodeck. And they're getting ready to.
Oh, because that was a Brahms reference too from Booby Trap, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess it was. Wow.
Because Brahms was the girl that was hot but had the giant mole on the side of her face, but she was also the one that helped create the whole systems for the Enterprise from scratch, including the warp drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Honorable mentions here. God, there's so many great episodes. There's so many great episodes. It's hard to choose. I liked Tin Man. Tin Man was really good. Because again, you're getting it. What would happen if somebody was was telepathic as a child, and they're getting all of this. It would make somebody crazy like that Tam Alburn guy, and the fact that he as soon as he gets off the transporter pad, because he has so much telepathic ability, he's like, you want to meet in the meeting room. Here's your orders. You want to meet in the ready, in the observation lounge in 10 minutes. And then Picard says, I want to meet in the observation lounge. Meet in the observation lounge, senior staff, in 15 minutes. And Riker's talking about how one of his friends was killed because I guess he was a disaster as a special envoy or ambassador or whatever. And they're trying to be polite, but because he's a telepath, he can read their thoughts, and so he's talking about, no, Billy boy, on Garushta they would have been alive if Darson would have listened to what I said, and then again Riker doesn't say anything, and he's like, well, I don't care what you think. So I thought that was great. It was like you have and like that'd be weird because I have a lot of weird random thoughts that run through my head all the time, and for somebody else to be tapping into that, I think we all do. That would be a little weird.
Yeah, that one wants to get inside my mind.
Yeah, right. Yeah, get out of my mind. That was a Dune reference, I think there. But yeah, so yeah, and then the whole story of how like the Tin Man wants to commit suicide, and they're both in pain, and they bond. Yeah. I thought that was a great episode. Next honorable. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I had a question, but wasn't the Tin Man was like that ship from the TOS that could destroy whole planets? But it was the last of its species. It was a living ship.
Yeah.
The only reason why it was going through the solar system was to find another of its kind. And when it finally realized that there was no more, that's why it was on its way to commit suicide. Not only so it wouldn't hurt any other life forms, but it was because it could no longer communicate or find someone to be with. That's why him and the telepath branched and connected so easily.
Well, yeah, apparently there was a crew and they died through some radiation or something. Yeah. And because Tin Man was just heartbroken.
Yeah, because there was one part in the show where he literally warns it, and he's like, I think it was like, NATO, danger. And next thing you know is you see a pan to that ship and it starts spinning around, and it just does a huge energy wave, knocking not only the Enterprise, but the other ship out of view.
It just blows away that Romulan ship like it was nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
And what's interesting is that the criticisms they have of Tam Elbrun, they're all correct. Because it proves it, he does jeopardize the mission. He does, when he tells, "Oh, Gum 2, danger!" It messes the Enterprise up really bad.
Yeah.
But I don't think Tin Man had that thing. I think the Tin Man couldn't differentiate the ships of good or evil, but it could understand the warning because it wasn't sending it
Yeah.
as English. It was sending it as an emotion to protect itself.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm a dork.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
The only honorable mention I have is The Offspring. Data creates his own daughter. I think that was a great episode.
It was. At the same time, it's also the worst episode because it then spawned Picard's crappy storyline. Sorry. I'm sorry. I love that episode and I hate that episode at the same time. Because
I liked it just because I really like Data as a character, and seeing like how he started bonding with his other android, but yet when it has to die, it's like everybody else, you can see all the pain in everybody else, but Data doesn't feel emotions, so he's like, it was weird.
Yeah, I agree. But how is it he can create a life that can experience emotions, but he can't?
Right.
But he couldn't have saved that program from Lol of how she was able to envelop emotions within herself that he's still striving so hard to become.
I think he did download her memories into.
Yeah, he saved her memory drive to himself,
but not.
But he still can't feel emotion.
But that bothers me though. If he downloaded the memories, wouldn't he at least have had some kind of recollection of how the emotional programs or whatever it was was created? Because she did say she loves him.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, the three worst ones though that I had problems with was well, they weren't bad, but they were just like ones like Allegiance, Picard's kidnapped and replaced by that the alien that looks like him on the ship, but everybody kind of figures it out by the end.
Yep. I think they actually liked the other him better. Well, really tried to kill them all anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. Like the whole episode was just like, okay. I don't know. It just felt like one of those filler episodes that goes nowhere. That I don't know. It wasn't one of the best ones.
I actually liked that one.
Did you?
Yeah, that was going to be one of my honorable mentions. That all right. I thought it was an interesting idea that he was there and testing the crew, and none of his orders make sense. And
lives matter. Thank you, Latino. Thank you.
I get it, dude. Let's see. Another one was the most toys. It was Data was kidnapped by the collector guy. I thought that one was just kind of annoying. It was just like, okay, Data's stuck on this weird dude ship.
Pervert ship.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pervert. I'm going to throw this acid on you, and I'm going to hopefully see an android naked. Oh, really? You couldn't just pull up his schematics and see what he looks like naked. God, oh, no, I don't want that image in my head. God.
Yeah, he just wanted to put it in like this purple outfit sitting on a chair nonstop. It's like, just sit there. Just sit there. I was like, what? I don't know. And then, yeah.
I see. Again, I liked that episode, especially at the end when he decides to kill kill him. They're like, and then Data lies about it. He's like, there must have been a malfunction during transport. So that I liked that one. But yeah, I mean, I could see how people might find it annoying.
And my third one is the one that you guys both said you liked. Yesterday's Enterprise.
You didn't like that?
Well, it's a lot of the time travel, other alternate universe episodes. I just don't like throughout Star Trek. I don't know what it is, but like even in Deep Space Nine stuff, when they all go like in the past or in other.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm just like,
you haven't seen Tribulations, then yet, have you?
I don't know which ones I watched. There's a bunch of them. I'm on season 5 now, so.
Yeah, it gets better.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's just the different timelines and stuff. It's like, well, okay.
But come on, they pull timelines. I have to kind of agree, but I also disagree because they pull timeline episodes a lot better than, let's say, Any other show that I've seen lately where it doesn't,
True.
they can still continue the continuality of the proper timeline without ruining it with the lens flare director. And
I'll give them that. I'll give that they do the best. I don't know.
that makes sense. Everyone has their niche.
Yeah.
So let's see. Honorable mention or dislikes. The bonding. I think it's a good episode, but again, I don't like episodes with kids. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you don't, do you?
yeah. So that one would probably be one of the ones I like the least. Who watches The Watchers? I think that's the one where they introduce the duck blind,
Right.
and there's a malfunction. Now that has some golden moments in it, but
Yeah.
kind of, for example, at the very beginning of the episode, I think they're saying, you know, I think there's some interplay, and they say, no, wait, no, that wasn't that episode. Never mind. I thought that, you know. We've got 5 minutes. No, wait, 2 minutes. Thanks anyway, Enterprise. I thought that was that episode, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I thought it was a bit of a snooze. I didn't like the Mintakans. The Mintakans were annoying. And worshiping him as the Picard and
Oh god,
Yes.
It was like watching Dances with Wolves, but with Vulcan's proto-culture. Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I didn't like it. And, they've always been able to wipe memories of other aliens. And so I don't know why they couldn't have wiped the Mintakans' memories.
Because he's the Picard.
Yeah. That, and then they always finally convinced him that he wasn't a god because he got shot by an arrow. And it was like, wow.
It would have been funny if he was shot in the knee.
He took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah, that was a Skyrim reference.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this came out way before Skyrim, so typically.
Yeah. Well, and he has an artificial heart, so it's not like it would have hurt him. Whatever.
I don't think it was hit him. It didn't hit him in the heart, did it? I thought it hit him in the shoulder, just above the top.
Yeah, it hit him like right in the shoulder.
Yeah, that one I didn't particularly care for. And then Transfigurations. That one, it's a good episode, but it makes me uncomfortable. It's weird. He's evolving, and the rest of his species. They hunt down the people that evolve, and
right, yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah, it's
they don't believe it. They don't believe in the evolve. They think it's wrong, and then he does it right in front of them. And they're like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, well, he ends up saving the crew because the aliens are trying to, end up trying to kill the entire crew, and
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's good, but it's one of those that it's one of those. It's not good not a good rewatch value because it's like, whoa.
True.
Yeah. He was a weird looking alien. I don't know.
You couldn't remember who it was.
You mean time. John, right? They called him
John. Yeah, John Doe. Yep. Yeah. So those are probably my least favorites of season 3.
Mm-hmm. They're good picks.
Yeah.
It's like none of the episodes you can hate. It's just the concepts of some of the characters and delivery. I think that kind of threw you off from getting into it. I can't say I really hate any episodes to a point.
Yeah.
Nah.
Me neither. None of them from this season. Again, I don't like kids, so in my Star Trek. So I'm like Picard. What are children doing in my episode?
Are you secretly telling me you hate my childlike attitude?
Childlike attitudes are okay, but children, get off my bridge.
You must have hated Captain Picard Day.
And
the turbo lift, you must have. Why is this still happening? Go to someone else, please. Go to someone else. Not my kids.
And the Admiral calls. She's like, Picard Day, really? And he's like, and Riker made a joke, and he's like, "Oh, it's okay, kids. We'll have a Riker Day every month." Riker's like, "Okay, I'll shut up."
And that's when Picard's looking at his schedule going, vacation day now. Now. I'm out.
Wow. So far, Star Trek hasn't had any like terrible episodes I could think of. Like I've never hated an episode. There's some I dislike, but I've never like, starting to watch it and go, ugh, turn off, and then like go past it or anything. I watch them all the way through.
There's only one for me, and that's actually not even from TNG. It's from DS9, and it's the baseball episode. I cannot freaking
Are you talking
stand that
about
episode.
with, like all the weird alien dudes?
When they has all the crew, including Nog and Rom, and they're all playing baseball against that Vulcan crew that always tries to. That whole episode, I'm like, I already hate baseball because of the strike. I'm not spoiled. It's just no. For me, that's the only one. I went way off topic.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Actually,
oh my god,
I don't think I've seen that one yet. That's something to look forward to.
Spoilers.
as soon as he held up the baseball, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I guess we can move on to season 4 if you guys want to.
Oh, okay.
Ready.
All right, so we'll go around the same, and you guys talk about your favorite ones, and then we'll go. All right.
All right. Honestly, if we were to go with favorites, my first favorite would have to be the 9th Degree.
Oh, okay. That's the one where Barclay gets super smart.
Yeah, and he makes himself a supercomputer. So it's and the fact that they have first contact with that giant head, because that's how they've been doing things for centuries. But just the actor who played that alien, it's really great because he's so pleasant and helpful, but he doesn't understand that he's literally made a human being to disobey orders, because they have no understanding of that stuff, because they're explorers, but instead of exploring the universe, they bring the universe to them. So I like that kind of thing because it shows a welcome mat to their planet.
Right. Yeah, true.
I liked that Picard tried to disconnect Barclay, and they're saying that'll kill him, and he said, "Do it."
Well, he wanted his shit back.
Yeah.
I don't care about broccoli. I think that's also. I can't remember. Is that the one where he actually slips up and calls him broccoli instead of broccoli?
That was Hollow Pursuits.
Oh damn!
Get
broccoli. No, got that mixed up. But okay, and then the one before that, because honestly, there was 2 back-to-backs, and that's Identity Crisis, where they go revisit the old site with Geordi's old away team, right? Mm-hmm. And it triggers the virus that mutates them into a invisible by normal vision alien, right? Right. And the only way they can detect them is by seeing what's creating the shadows, and they repurpose the whole thing on the holodeck. And as soon as that one point where Geordi finally gets to see the shadow, going, who's creating that shadow? And he just grabs his arm in fear, and the next thing you know, bam, they don't know what happened. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, that's one that I liked also. But again, that's another one that makes me feel uncomfortable, like Transfigurations.
Well, you don't want to get turned into a giant lizard thing?
No. I did think it was touching at the end where she brought him back, though.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of tied because honestly, it's a tie for me. The one is honestly Night Terrors or Brothers, but Night Terrors kind of wins a little bit more because it's more of a psychological thriller with the crew and not being able to get full REM sleep. And because of that, they're reaching a sleep-like state, but it's not enough to restore their sanity as humans need it. And it just, like that one scene with Beverly and like who's looking at all the corpses and checking to see if they're still all dead or in formation. And then she turns around, they're all sitting up like, you guys took this from a movie and I can't remember where it is, but I'm like, this is good. This is scary good because it's something they actually, they took a chance on something different. Because if you notice a lot with Star Trek episodes, especially, there wasn't a lot of episodes where they dealt into fear and delivered fear on it proper. Because I think there was this one and the one where the aliens who are trapped on the other side of the celestial event, and Deanna Troi keeps having those nightmares with the 2 moons around 2 suns. Like I think that's I think their first introduction. They're trying to get into a horror-esque without making it too scary. And this one nailed it pretty much a lot better with delivery.
Yeah.
That's my 3.5.
All right. So let's see. My 3. So I have, in no particular order, family. Picard goes back to the family vineyard. and
Yes.
reconnects with his bullying asshole older brother, which is something that I can relate to. And
Mud
they,
wrestles.
in later life, they learn to respect one another, even if they don't like one another. So I thought that was a good episode. How Picard working through his issues.
Right.
He was
So
mud
spoiler
wrestling.
alert: for whatever reason, in Star Trek Generations, they decide to kill all of them. His family. They burned it
Oh,
in the fire. It's freaking. It's stupid. I don't consider it canon. I don't know why they did that, because they left it at the end with his nephew being more like Picard than he was like his brother, and that's the only child, and so eventually the brother kind of drops his resentments and lets. It was very well cast and played too.
Yeah.
His brother is like kind of a luddite and resist technology, and they're talking about getting a replicator or not getting a replicator, and I just really liked that episode. It got me in the feels, and
Right.
it's an episode with a child that I actually could watch and enjoy.
it was trying to hold up family traditions and manual labor over embracing all of technology and losing what you did and built and your generations of family built. So it pretty much
Right.
had stature for me too. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that one. That's one that I'll give a rewatch to quite frequently. So next on my list is going to be, and again, these are all. There's so many good episodes. It's hard to pick, but so I'm not. These are in the top 3, but I'm not ranking them in any particular order. The Wounded. So this is our introduction to the Cardassians. A ship has got, and actually Mark Alamo, who plays Gul Dukat, is our first Cardassian.
So bad in the makeup, so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
I liked it. I thought it was fine. But anyway, so a Starfleet captain goes rogue and starts destroying Cardassian ships, and there's this mystery on what's happening with it, and they pay this off later, down the line with what the Cardassians were doing, but they don't trust each other, and O'Brien has some PTSD and doesn't particularly like the Cardassians, and he's short with them and a little rude, even though he has to work with one. And eventually he's like, look, it's not you I hate, Cardassian. You turned me into a murderer because of what the Cardassians did on this colony. And you learn about Maxwell and his backstory and how he lost a child, and it really humanizes him, and he plays a good captain, the guy that plays Maxwell. And so I thought the moments with O'Brien and Maxwell and Maxwell coming to the conclusion that his PTSD really did trigger him, but also that he's right. That he ends up being right about the Cardassians. And Picard kind of calls them to the carpet, the Cardassians, at the end. He says, "We'll be watching." And I thought that was a great episode. And so my third one, well, you know what? I may rank this one at the top. So The Host. Beverly Crusher falls in love with a Trill ambassador.
Right, yeah.
And he refuses to be beamed anywhere, and I guess they retcon this later with the Trill, or maybe transporters got their Heisenberg compensators updated. I don't know what happened, but anyway, she falls in love with the Trill ambassador, and he's dying. Oh, and it turns
Michael.
out what?
His name is Michael. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, okay, yeah. And they take the Trill ambassador out and put it into Riker, and it was kind of weird watching Frakes and
Riker do
Gates McFadden, be romantic with one another. So that was an interesting exploration, and then he has to convince them that he is Odan, and apparently the Trill were pretty tight-lipped about being symbiotes at that point. Symbionts, whatever. and so the negotiations are done, but because Riker's a human, his body's rejecting rejecting the symbiont. By the end of the episode, they put Odan into a female that looks very much like the male version of Odan, And Beverly Crusher is like, "Whoa, this is a bridge too far for me." It's like, I'm not a lesbian, but she lets Odan down in a very diplomatic way. She's like, perhaps someday our ability to love won't be so limited. And then they do, they touch hands, and that have a quasi lesbianic, romantic moment.
Those are my
But
fingers.
I thought but I thought if you're going to explore this is the right way to explore these issues, and it's okay for Beverly to not want to go along with that. She's not
Right.
being rude. She's not being transphobic. She's just saying,
No
"Hey,"
means no.
she's like, you're a great symbiont. You're a great person. Just like
I like you, but you're changing way too many times.
Yeah, you're changing way too many times. It's too dramatic, and I'm not a lesbian, so thank you, but no, thank you. I'll cherish what we had. Bye. Get out.
Not
yeah,
lesbian robots, Kai. No. And
Hey, Kai.
Yeah, what I want to say
Hey,
is,
welcome.
hey Wes, maybe it's not the transporter thing that they tried to canonize. Maybe it was the species that was hosting the Trill cannot be transported.
Mm.
Oh, because they did move to different hosts in DS9. It's funny, you can actually see makeup of Terry Farrell in the Trill makeup that they used on in this episode, the host. But she rejected it. She's like, I don't like that. And then I guess no, it's not. What the hell's his name? God damn it, I can't remember. The guy with the blue beard. Anyway,
The barber?
No, the guy that ran the show.
The blue
Iris Cuban Bear. Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
He was like, she's a pretty woman. Why are we putting stuff on her? And so then they decided to go with the spots.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It was just purely, I don't like that makeup. We're just going to change it because we don't like it. So, yep, those are my top 3.
Not bad.
All right, let's see. My top 3 would start with episode 5, Remember Me.
No.
Dr. Crusher gets trapped in that alternate universe where everybody starts disappearing and nobody remembers them.
Mm-hmm.
But she's the only one that does, so she's like freaking the fuck out. I thought that was pretty. And then she finds out the little thing that keeps taking everybody is actually the thing that she needs to go through so that she can escape and go back into the real reality. She got to trust it. I thought that was pretty interesting. Like her son actually is the one responsible.
Yep.
But yeah, it just kind of was interesting watching everybody disappear, and they're like, "Who? What? What are you talking about?" And she's like literally the only one left on the Enterprise at the end.
Yep. It seems like season 4, a real theme of many of the episodes is about family and family connections.
Mm.
Just an observation.
Well, my favorite thing. Well, I kind of agree. Also, especially when a woman actually gets infatuated with Data and tries to have a relationship with a toaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're kind of right, because it does kind of seem to go from each one of the crew dealing with some type of love, family, or loss. Because even damn, I didn't even really pick that up.
Yep, there's family with Picard, immediately followed by brothers with Data, Lore, and Dr. Soong, and then you have. Oh wait, hold on. I think I might have missed one. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Let's see. My next one would have been episode 7, Reunion, where it's when the death of the Klingon head of the council, and he makes Picard like the one that has to figure out who's the next leader.
That
of the Klingon. Yeah.
That's
I was like,
definitely an honorable mention. I was going to mention. Yes. It's a great
yeah. Yeah, that one was like, now he's got to be in charge of like figuring out who's going to become the next leader. And he's got to figure out which one poisoned the guy, and which would be better, which one. And it was kind of interesting watching that happen. And it's kind of interesting too, because now I'm watching Deep Space Nine. I'm at the point where you really see the effects of Picard's choice in that, because now the Klingons are going to war with the Federation, and they got the leader that he chose.
Mm-hmm. What I like about Reunion, it continues that family theme because Kaylor, it turns out that she had a son with Worf, and she didn't tell him.
Right. Yeah.
So that was a huge bombshell.
And then she gets killed like right. That was yeah.
Oh yeah, that was tough when they killed her.
Yeah. And then Worf gets revenge, and he gets in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, I like. They gave Picard some good lines about that. After he killed Duras, it's like, well, consider it. The Klingons consider the matter closed, but on this ship,
Yeah.
you're a Starfleet officer.
Yeah, that was I really. Plus, I like Worf, so it's really fun watching him. The next one I have is The Devil's Due. I like this one just because how kind of crazy it was. You got, it was Picard goes to this planet because of a distress call, finds out that they're have indentured themselves to the devil. And it's a woman who can she changes his form to different devils. She's, but at the end you find out she's just she's charlatan. She's using a spaceship to teleport herself back and forth. And he does the same thing she was doing, and everybody's in shock.
Yeah, that one was that's also an honorable mention of mine. I really do like that episode quite a lot, for all the reasons that you're saying. She ends up, because it explores all of the big issues in the best Trek fashion.
Right.
And then the fact that they had Data being the neutral party that's supposed to arbitrate it.
Yeah.
And he's basically treating her as though she is the devil. They made the but yeah, I like at the end where Picard says, "Oh yes, she says she's known by many names." Well, that's certainly true. She's got warrants in several star systems.
Yeah,
they transport Picard down in his PJs. I thought that was funny.
I thought they were going to use her again later on because she's she talks at the end that she's going to see him again or something like that. That he's interested in her, and then she disappears. And I was like, wait, is she going to come back later? And but no, she never does. I don't think she does. I don't remember her.
No, we're talking about Devil's Due, right? No, didn't they disable her ship and then she was then held by authorities? She wasn't allowed to escape.
Yeah,
they took control of her ship and her holographic technology. So pretty much she's just a normal alien or whatever who's conning everyone. But once the ship was disabled and taken over, she was literally arrested on the spot. Wasn't it that at the end of the show?
Yeah.
So it was an empty threat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. I liked how they explored the big issues of the different interpretations of faith and how that can be exploited and how it can be interpreted and misinterpreted. Great episode.
Yeah. So we can move on to our 3 worst and then the honorable mentions.
Wait, did you do 3?
Yeah, I did 3.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I get caught up. I love talking about Star Trek. I do.
It's no problem. Yeah, good Star Trek's fun to talk about.
On a separate question, do you guys think Enterprise was good Star Trek or the beginning of The Fall?
Well, to me, Enterprise was the very first Star Trek I ever watched all the way through, so I enjoyed it up until the very end of it.
Okay. I can accept that.
I thought that I thought when they did their own thing in season 3, I thought
the Zenkethi, you mean?
Yeah, the Zindi arc. That was the best of Enterprise for me. I thought that season 1 and 2 were blah or meh. I thought season 1 and 2 were meh, and season 4 was blah.
Season 1 and 2 kind of was like, hey, let's see how much no clothes we can put T'Pol in and try to get as many horny viewers as possible. Because goddamn, she was hot and everything, but there was just way too many goddamn episodes where she's like, has anyone seen my pants? Why am I in my undies? Let's go help those Andorians. Oh, look, a nickel. Pick up a nickel. That's pretty much what I felt. And then the opening song threw me off from interest too. But let's get back on subject. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Because the Enterprise kind of has a relation with TNG with that last episode of whatever the hell that guy was thinking.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that off topic Star Trek. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Cool.
So what are we on now?
What are your three
three.
worst?
Don't like.
Oh, 3 worst? Oh, okay. Let's go through the list. First Contact, number 1. I'm sorry, I cannot stand that one with Riker losing his mind, pretending doing First Contact. When was First Contact that you ever made yourself look like the human race, or made them look like that race and go down? Didn't they learn anything from season 3 when they were doing the observations? I find that like very problematic and contradicting to the last episode. It's kind of related.
Is that the one where he gets like blown up and then it's in the hospital and fucks the alien nurse?
Yeah. She's like, I've always wanted to make love to an alien.
Listen, I'm not going to talk about her.
Yeah, Lilith from Cheers. Yeah, played.
Yeah, I laughed my ass off though at that part. I was like, oh my god, of course Riker's gonna fuck the alien chick.
Yeah, he does.
And the second one would have to be probably Drumhead, because Drumhead is literally summing up the year 2020 after I rewatched it. A white woman losing her mind and just trying to blame every other male she can for something else that was an accident that she caused.
Mm-hmm.
And the third, I'm sorry to be like that. And the third would have to be, I don't even know if I have a third, but I loved In Theory with the Data relationship with the human. What cringed me probably the most for that episode was the try-hard stupidity of trying to bring like 1950s sitcom joke styles into that show. And it kind of like Dick Van Dyked itself out the door for attention grabbing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say Dick Van Dyke on someone else's stream, so I did it. All right, I'm good. I'm done.
Yep. Van Dyke. So yes, I think we share some of those. In Theory is definitely a bit. There are some cringe moments in it. The whole concept of the chick that she keeps falling for the same wrong dudes that are emotionally distant.
Right. She looks like one dude who literally has no emotions.
Yeah, that's a little. It's a little weird, that she would do that with Data. I almost felt like Data was being Me Too'd in a way. Because Data he didn't really.
Go ahead.
He didn't really understand what was happening, No.
Right.
Honey,
he had to reprogram himself just to make her happy. And I was like, Jesus Christ.
But I think at the same time, it was trying to do a subtle teaching that no matter how many of the same types you get, when you finally find one that's worse than you, it makes you realize that maybe you shouldn't date at all for a while. Because you're going after something that might be able to, like, bang like a human. I'm going back to a reference of the Tasha Yar and the whole crew being affected by that. But you can't create a relationship if there's only one person with emotions. And if the person's not emotionally in it on one side, it's never going to be a relationship. That's what I picked up on it.
Yeah, she needs to spend some time in the holodeck, maybe.
No. We don't need any more Barclays. No.
Replicate herself. One of those.
I don't know. In Deep Space Nine, a lot of people use those holosuites. Just saying.
You also remember that the holosuites were in a bar, okay? So it was kind of a different atmosphere because it's a space station with random people coming and going while a Galaxy-class starship is always on the move, visiting different solar systems, seeing different cultures, and it's first contact missions a lot of the time. I'm very much a dork. I need to shut up. Oh, my God.
It's all right.
Also, another thing is, why isn't there like a lock mechanism on these things? Like, if you're going to go in there and like mess around, especially with other, pretend crewmates, you may want to make sure no one can just walk in.
Yeah,
senior officer override codes will. It depends on your rank too, so you can always use your override codes. And if you're an engineer, you have a little bit more skills.
Or at least have like some kind of alarm system, so if someone does come in, it's like, be alarmed, so and so has entered the room. So you're like, oh shit!
But technically it does, because usually when most crew approach, right, they're like, holodeck, can we start running this program? And it would tell you that that there's already a program running. So I guess that was kind of a key feature. But I don't think they had much locks unless it was on personal quarters, breaks, and secure areas on the ships.
Right.
Oh God, what's wrong with it?
So, yeah. In theory, was cringe for me. Yeah. The next one, Cupid. Cupid rhymes with stupid. They have Picard giving a boring speech, and Q takes them to Nottingham.
Yeah.
I was like, this is kind of dumb. I did like the fact that I liked Vosh getting in the face of the woman that was like she's like, get out of here. I liked that where Vosh is very unprincess like. That was
Yeah.
I like that part of it, but I thought the whole episode was just like, oh my god, this is so dumb.
I got a question to that though, because at the end,
I am not a merry man.
She does go off with Q right at the end of that, right?
Right.
Do you think that her and Q ever had a relationship that was more than just an ominous being and archaeological?
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure she banged Q.
Of course, she's like a female Riker.
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy Picard didn't bang that then.
Oh, I'm pretty sure, Picard probably banged her too. No, that's actually one of the ones I hated too.
Yeah, and then the loss where Counselor Troy loses her empathic abilities, and it turns out without her empathic abilities, she's a really sucky counselor. And what's funny is that she's really down on herself and crying a lot, and I actually agreed with all of her put downs of herself. I was like, yeah, you do suck without your empathic abilities. It's like the only reason you're here.
She sucked even on set when she was always complaining about how there wasn't enough shows about her. So it's like they wrote the show about her actual real life character on set. I'm useless without having a crop top on. Ah! I wanted to see that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring this up. I wanted to see at least some part of that episode where she was like in her like sonic shower, just her face covered in chocolate mousse ice cream, and her crying, going, I have no more empathic abilities. Because that would have been perfect. As much as Star Trek would never have done that. I need to shut up.
Yeah.
Yep, those are the three that I least liked. Honorable mentions. Wait, are we doing? Did we do honorable mentions? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the three I didn't like was Cupid. I just thought was kind of stupid. It was just kind of a waste. And then he steals the girl. He's telling her how she's going to destroy him. She's so horrible. And then at the end, he's like, "Hey, want to go explore the universe with me? And let's hook up." And yeah.
You want to go fuck on a comic?
Yeah, pretty much.
The second one was Drumhead. I didn't like Drumhead either. I thought it was just, she comes on board. She acts like she's supposed to be his ally, and then she immediately betrays him. And then she, goes off of that massive rant, and everybody realizes how fucked up she is, and they're like, "Oh shit, this whole thing is set up."
See, I really liked the Drumhead. That was our first introduction to Admiral Sati. We've heard her name, but we never saw her, and then we find out that she's a raging cunt. Which it turns out most of the female admirals are raging cunts.
That's sheer fucking hubris, and I'm going to cancel you after this.
And then what was the other one? Clues. Yeah, Clues. That was that one where they go through like a wormhole, and then they all wake up, and it's 30 minutes later, and Data's the only one that kind of remembers, but he won't obey people's answers. And they're all suspicious. So they go back, find out there's a whole aliens that wipe their minds. They won't kill them all. And I don't know. I just like, okay, that's kind of whatever.
Yeah. Clues was it's an average episode for me.
The one with. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, it's just weird. It was like, why is Data not obeying? Well, it's because you ordered him to shut up.
Yep.
So it was just like,
yeah. It was an interesting concept, but in execute. I thought Counselor Troy's alien voice was pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. This is her.
It was Counselor Troy after the transition.
Yeah.
Riker, why won't you love me anymore? I'm like, oh, okay, get back in your closet there, Troy. I'm not. I'm gonna go make out with Worf. Bye.
Yeah, there's some good Counselor Troy moments in that one, where she's playing the alien, like the way she changes her walk and everything.
Yeah.
You are a worthy species, worthy of a second chance.
Yeah.
Or the part where she says, "I looked in the mirror, Worf. It wasn't me. It wasn't me."
It's like she went from Counselor Troy to Ed 109 Rogue. Dead or alive, you're getting one more second chance from me. It wasn't me. Chocolate again in the Sonic Shower. I'm sorry. I gotta make a webtoon of that. That'd be fun. Oh my God.
Yeah, the honorable mention that I had was family, because I just really liked how it's right after Picard becomes, almost totally becomes a Borg, and then he comes back and he goes sees his brother and everything. You see Picard's like he finally breaks down at the end. That's what I kind of like, where he finally just accepts that he was weak, and he just lets it all out to his brother after they, almost beat each other.
Yeah.
I have 3 brothers, so and I'm the oldest, so I'm the guy that's kind of a jerk to my younger brothers. So yeah, at least what I was when I was growing up. But yeah, I understand that. Like men, especially brothers, sometimes just have to brawl it out to finally, get their feelings out. I've done it before with my brothers, so yeah.
Well,
You
yeah,
actually
I
get to
mean,
see him mud wrestle
Yeah.
with his brother too, right? Don't they have like little fisticuffs in the actual vine fields?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They get all covered in mud, and they go back in the house, and his wife comes back, and she's like, "What the hell?" They're sitting on a chair covered in mud, going, "Hey, yeah, we fell."
Hey, JT. Yep.
Hey, JT, what's going on?
Yeah, I like that episode.
Yeah, it was really good. I plus you really got to see like the old French, stuff. They had their own vineyard and everything like that. It was kind of interesting to see him go back, and yeah.
Oh yeah, where he meets his nephew, and his nephew he says, "I'm your uncle," and he calls his nephew uncle. I thought that was pretty funny.
All right, yeah.
Uncle.
But you don't seem like an arrogant son of I think that's the only kid episode I can stand.
Oh yeah. So anything else you guys want?
Honorable mentions, I guess. Let's see. Honorable mentions. Hang on. The Drumhead, I liked that one. I thought that was good. Get a good Picard speech. He's like, evil cloak themselves in good deeds. We must be vigilant. That was a good message. Devil's Due. That one is really good. And Data's Day. Data's Day, I actually quite enjoyed. That's the one
Right.
where the Vulcan ambassador ends up being a Romulan. They think she's been killed in a transporter accident, and Data's
Right.
just kind of going through the day, giving a log. See, it's a good version of In Theory. Yeah. And then and you get little nuggets here of the Vulcan ambassador. Not she's like curt and short and kind of arrogant and rude with people, and she's trying to get information about the ship, and she's like, I was merely testing you. I have the same protocols as the ship.
Right.
And they're getting ready to go to war, and she reveals herself to be a Romulan spy. As you can see, she's not dead, Captain Picard. Leave now. That was great. I like that episode.
Yeah.
Future Imperfect, I guess, might be an honorable mention. Because you know the scanners were a little bit off, and you find out that his wife was the holographic creation from 11000101 with the binars. And he's like,
Right,
menu.
yeah. That's how they screw it up because they make the wife, and that's how he figures it out.
Yeah. Shut up, as in close your lips and stop talking. That was a great line. Where he tells fake Picard to shut up. Yeah, that whole reveal was pretty good. Yeah, this is an amazing season. So let's see episodes that have family themes. You have family, you have brothers, you have Suddenly Human.
Legacy.
That one deals with family. You have a Legacy, Tasha Yar's sister returning.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, really a lot of episodes involving family in there. Galaxy's Child is a good one. That's one where the real Leia Brahms shows up and she ends up being a raging cunt.
I'm married, but Jordy, come with me into the turbo lift. I want to show you something. Oh, I'm sorry. My mic was still on.
Yeah. That one was kind of funny when she realized she finds the hologram of him with her.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God. He's like,
Jordy,
I'm so sorry.
Jordy, whenever
He's
you
like,
touch a plasma cow thing, that's me. Whenever you use a control panel, that's me. When you're walking my corridors, you're in me. I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm going back to reading Rainbow.
Yeah, that was wow.
Yeah. I ruin it a lot more when I repeat it. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, these seasons were good. They do get better and better each season, I think.
Season 7 gets kind of
Mm.
but we'll get there when we get there.
We will. Yeah. Well, I guess if no one's got anything else, we can start wrapping it up.
That's about it. I just it's amazing Star Trek. It's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely was. Especially, it's good to do this, especially now that the new season of You Know What is out. Because all the poor people who have got to watch that shit, and I'm so glad I'm going through Star Trek for the first time. Because I didn't grow up with it, so I'm actually going through it pretty much for the first time. Watch through it's pretty good because then I can go. You see, everybody's complaining with the new stuff. I'm like, that's okay. I'm not going to see that. I'll just watch the the original real Trek.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
So,
I only watch the old Treks now. I can't even get into any of the lower crap.
Yeah,
I can't. It's just. Well, because when you get to it and you get to Measure of a Man from TNG and you remember that as a Picard as you see who he is, why the way he is, and then you go into Picard and watch that, you're like, this is not the same man, and you have just ruined something that was not the man he was. So it right there, that episode pretty much destroys all of Kurtzman's Picard continuity, and I will always stand by that.
Yeah, I'll say this though. This is why I like Deep Space Nine a little more than I like TNG, is because I know what happens to Picard because of Picard. Yeah, and I'm like, so yeah.
Yeah, I gotta say, I used to like TNG a little bit more than TOS, but after Picard, unfortunately, it has damaged the legacy of Picard.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually do like TOS a little bit more now.
Yeah, I need to go find the movies so I could actually watch the movies. It's so weird watching because I only watch the shows. I watch the movies. So that when I'm watching Deep Space Nine, they're like, "Oh, the Enterprise got destroyed." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Oh, what? Okay, I missed that.
Yeah, it's how they did it too.
And I like to say one thing, Latino. I am not fat toxicity. I am just toxic. There's no fat involved in that.
I have a dad bod. I'm not fat.
I have a dad bod if I lift up my belly and squint. No, but
All right.
I'd like to say thank you, Sphere, for actually opening up the channel for other people to give their opinions. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. I love it. The more people I think would the more people we have about talking about this stuff, the better. So it's a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. All right, I guess we'll wrap it up with you guys doing your channel infos, and then we'll wrap it up.
Sweet.
Okay.
So if you guys want to, we'll start with Faye. You can tell them where they can find you, and then Wes, and then
Did you call me an FA? What did you call me? I heard a G, not a T. What was? I don't. Was that a dyslexic moment?
I don't know. It might have been.
I heard fat.
You can find. Yeah, thank you, Wes. And you're a candy corn lover, so it's all good.
Oh, dear
You.
God.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, yes, you are. Well, pretty much you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Lorena's Lunch Table Show. You can find me on her Florida show every Sunday because I am technically her assistant. So, yeah, I am enslaved. And you can just find me in your channel, in your chat, mocking you with super chats or just supporting. I'm everywhere. That's the thing, though. I'm not in one
That's true.
place. I don't really have a channel because I haven't decided what content to do, and I'm trying to find a 3D modelist to do a mesh. Other than that, I'm everywhere because I'm fat before someone else says it in the comments. I get
Sweet.
around. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, everybody. So give
Don't do it.
Oh, okay.
I knew
Candy
you
corn.
were
No, I'm
gonna
kidding. So I am Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast. You can find me at youtube.com/Wes Moody Webcast. I talk about current events, pop culture, occasional conspiracy theories, occasional car talk, gaming streams, and I will vlog about whatever the heck I want to because it is my webcast. Hope to see you there. I have everything divided up into playlists, very easy to find, including a collabs playlist where you will see every appearance that I make on other YouTubers' channels, including this one. See ya.
See you, man. Yeah, no, I gotta do that. I gotta organize my channel. But yeah, thank you all for coming. I'm happy to be here. Well, next week we'll do the next couple seasons, and then we'll see you then. All right, everyone.
All
Have a
right,
nice
bye.
day. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Be good to each other. And all right. We'll see you.
Oh, whoop. Okay, I guess that's one way to do it.